Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I kind of want to start making videos where it's gonna help like newer players and honestly, not only new players but everyone uh, in like positions for CT side. Just because I feel like a lot of people in Face It, whatever it is, league games, they just find it a little confusing on where to stay position wise, and it's just so important for people to understand the correct positions on every map, honestly. Because if you're not trading each other, you're not having good crossfires, it's just going to be a mess on CT side, and you'll just be exposed. So I kind of wanted to go over a few setups on B site, specifically on Overpass. Um, so what I like to do is, I would say we have like 3 setups maybe. I have one guy playing pit here. This guy is watching this. Short only, because usually there's a guy here with that setup. And toxic, you could jump on this little thing, hit your head, and just spot. You could do a lot of things. You can hold an off angle like this. And if you see anybody, you could toss whatever util you want because this guy's covering for you too. But like I said, one guy here, one guy toxic. This guy's spotting this until the barrels guy calls out they're coming. And then the third guy, usually like a graffiti player, he could play over here, just kind of like jiggling. He could play here, just watching short. Or he could play Heaven as like a fast rotate, but he'll probably be smoked out most likely. But if that happens and he gets smoked out while he's up there, he could just jump down when he sees it coming. So guy here, Pit, and Toxic is a good first setup because in one of my older videos I made a smoke like this. So like if this guy's holding here and you guys know it's going to be a B hit, you see tons of util, times on the clock is down, so most likely this guy just comes around the corner, drops the smoke, and once that pops, this guy is still here, you have one guy there, all you have to focus on is this, so it's a really easy, nice crossfire, and this guy could also stay here, you could actually see a little bit here through the smoke, and then you have the graffiti guy, if they were to come out, hold this, so it's a really good crossfire, safe setup. You kind of just fight when they're coming out like this. You could even throw util as this player, throw whatever you want, really. So that's the first setup. The second setup, before the second setup, obviously, like you guys want to mix it up. You just want to keep them guessing as the tees. So you always want to keep doing something new, changing the look of your positions on the defense. So also, throw this in there too. When you're coming down here, make sure somebody's always, however you want to do it, doesn't really matter. Have somebody always throwing the monster molly, because you don't want them coming out for free. For free, I mean by like just running out. Like at least with this molly, they have to drop a smoke, and it gives you the sound cue when they're coming out. So always have like the first guy or somebody mollying that. And then before we go into the second setup, obviously you guys can boost. You can boost here. I would do it only to keep them guessing. Don't do it every round, obviously, but if you're gonna do it, don't stand in the middle here. If you go to the left, you actually sink. You can see right there. See how I just sunk down? Stay here because your buddy can just jump on this. You don't even have to crouch. He just comes on here and jumps in your head, and then you could just spam it. Obviously, mixing the boost a few rounds only. Don't do it every round. But the second setup we like doing, for my team at least, is having the guy molly, having the guy graffiti, whoever plays back here graffiti, he can still float and do whatever he wants. But we have one guy playing wood wall right here. He's kind of just like this. He's watching it because you also have a shadow advantage. You'll see the shadow when they come out. He's watching this while the second guy is right here. I like to have this guy playing anti-flash, kind of watching this because they could boost right there, maybe like this. So the idea is once that flash and all their util is the T's, they want to hit B. Like I said, they're usually going to dump smokes, flashes. So once you hear this flash goes off as this player, you're swinging out to help your buddy woodwall. So you hear these flashes going over, you hear your buddy fighting right here, monster. You swing out as this guy. You can at least usually get one, usually two kills, depending on how well this guy does. So if this guy's holding this and he gets blinded, like up here, he's obviously in a bad spot, but that's where you come in as this guy and you help him. You swing. Like I said, this guy is kind of just like the float position. He can do whatever he wants. He kind of like, he could help short. You can make something happen. Maybe if it's like a slow round, nothing's happening. This player can be like, oh, I'll flash short for you while he walks up. However you want to do it. I don't even think that works. Like this guy can make a play. This guy can flash him in. You could also do the same. This player's kind of like a support guy. If you're not getting anything, or maybe you guys lost the guy early on, you got to make something happen. You can just flash for the woodwall guy to swing out and just peek that real quick, or something. You can even throw over here, over monster. That missed, but over it. And just make something happen. But yeah, second setup, one guy graffiti area, one guy pillar, and then one guy woodwall. This guy's playing anti-flash. This guy's peeking. And then the other guy's doing whatever. And then the third setup is same thing, like I said. First and second guy, like however you want to molly this, you should molly this too. Mollying monster every round. Once that's done, come over here. Someone should always be smoking deep monster every round from spawn. So like that's how it'll look early on. You want pressure on them from short and monster. So the two guys from before that were playing woodwall and pillar both come this way. They're just swinging because it's smoked. You could even throw a flash if you want to be safer from like back here or something. Flash is jail area, which blinds monster. But you're both swinging, you see nothing because this is smoked. This is another good setup. You have one guy jumping jail, you get stuck. I think you could do it with this too. Yeah. Yeah, you could have it with gun out or whatever. It's kind of weird though, I don't know why. But have one guy up here while this is smoked. And then the other guy, you have one guy here, and then you have one guy playing woodwall. Because this guy is staring at the smoke, and a lot of times you might even get lucky and have a guy walk through this, so just get ready for that. But also, once that fades like it just did, against good teams, they're going to phase that smoke, and while it's phasing it, they're just going to flash up here. So this guy's probably going to be blind, but once that happens, it's this guy's job to swing out and help you, because if this guy's blind, like, you might as well just spam this. It'll bait them into looking this way anyway. So once this guy hears that flash go over, or hears me shooting, swing out just to help him fight monster. And this guy should not be looking this way, because you don't want both of you guys to be flashed. You could have him literally stare at the wall to play anti-flash, or you could have him maybe watch the short walkout, because some teams, I don't know, kind of like, they would literally just contact this without any util. But I guess that's what this guy's job is for, just to watch that. But if you want to be safe, just literally stare at the wall. When that fades and this guy fights, just get ready to swing. So third setup, when this is smoked obviously, is one guy woodwall, one guy jail, and then one guy back there or whatever, doing whatever he wants. Also, key to this position, like, it's really good because the A1's in the meta right now, but if you don't have any smokes left, this isn't a great spot to sit, because once that fades, you're open. Yeah, maybe you'll get a walkout right here. You probably get one kill, but honestly, it's how you feel. So if you have no smokes left and you want to take the chance of still sitting here, go for it. But like if it's not working later on in the game, I would only sit here when this is smoked, and then once you and your teammate, whoever's wood wall, or if you drop the graffiti guys smoke to him, you guys communicate to each other and say that you have no more smokes. Honestly, just take a more passive position. I would back up here. Those are three like good setups that I see like pro teams doing a lot. Um, just because B site, a lot can go wrong. Like if you don't have crossfires with your teammates, like a lot can go wrong, and it could turn out really bad. But with those setups, it gives you a lot of crossfires. You guys have good communication. It'll work out well for you in the end, most likely. What's up, guys? I just wanted to show you how to kind of phase play their B side on Overpass, just to kind of go off what I was saying before. If you see right here, they have a different crossfire than what I was saying with the pit player and the toxic, but Kerrigan's playing pillar here, while Twist is playing toxic, and then they have Rops playing graffiti area spamming. So this is just one of the good crossfires that you can kind of make on Overpass. And if you see like kind of what they're doing, there's actually a good crossfire right here. Twist is baiting them in because he's first contact. Like this. He shot at the monster guy right before, and then he's hiding because Kerrigan was also pillar, and then Kerrigan acts right off of his contact, so it's kind of like a really good crossfire. If one of them gets flashed off, Kerrigan's playing like anti-flash from monster, and it's just a really good like setup they have, even though I think they lose this, I'm not sure, but even though Kerrigan goes down, Twist is still able to get to here and still delay them. And even Rops, see how when Kerrigan dies, it's smoked off right now, but Rops was able to shade over into the pit position just to give Twist better cover so he could focus on monster pretty much. And that smoke right there, this smoke that Twist dropped, actually gave Rops the opportunity to kind of swing out, get more info, and honestly just end the round. But that's just how strong crossfires can be on this beast site. Also, before I play this next little clip here, I just wanted to say that once one of the guys goes down on CT side, like if it's an early 5v4, um, kind of for any site, A or B, CT side, you really do have to take a risk. So like if you guys go down 5v4 early or 4v3, you have to kind of make up for that lost man by taking up extra space in the map. So once I play this, you'll kind of see what FaZe tries to do here. So Twist goes down super early in the round. It's already a 5v4, and Rops and Kerrigan both know they have to take space back, just because it's gonna relieve pressure on the A guys just if they have that extra info, and you're just forced to make up for that lost player, and you'll see why in a sec here. So Rops and Kerrigan both know, they're talking to each other right now, that they have to start getting that space back to make up for that extra player that's gone. So Kerrigan will try to make a play here. He sees nobody. So once he sees nobody, he's kind of just calming to the A guys that he doesn't think there's anybody short right now. I mean, they could be to his left, but the point is that with this extra info, the A guys can start doing something a little different. And like you can see, like the long guy on A, I think he's gonna start pushing up just to get like that extra room back, because that's just what you have to do when you're down like this, especially on Overpass, I would say. But we'll just see what he does here. So he's fine with this space, by the way. Once he like thinks that there's nobody here, he's kind of just holding it, just because you don't really need to push further. But the only reason he goes out here is because Magus is focused on the boost spot, so he thinks it should be an easy kill. But it's honestly not a bad play, just because he has the info that he thought nobody was short until he heard Magus spamming. So, like I said, it just gives you that extra knowledge of like map awareness and stuff like that. And then now you're down 5v3, so you really have to make something happen in order to win the round. So even though Kerrigan just went down, Rops has to kind of do his best to go off here, or else it's over. So he puts himself in a good spot, gets a kill. He still he still had to take that fight because it's still 4v3, not a good spot to be in. So he has to try to take that fight, but he can't get over Zealous, so he had to back up there. This isn't a bad spot to maybe get one or two because you can see shadow advantage here. So he can't really peek monster because if there is two guys there, he's just dead. Also for the tease, right before we play this, for the tease, late round, contacting a monster is one of the best things you could do in this map. It doesn't matter if you have man advantage or anything. Late round, contacting monster, I mean, they threw flash, but contacting monster for the most part is very good just because there's usually never going to be a guy, what's it called, where Rops, like behind Rops to the left in that corner, there's just usually never going to be a guy, especially when they're down a man, because that's a one and done spot. And even if it is, the entry might die, but it should be fragged out instantly right after. So you don't really have to worry about too many angles as well coming out of monster like this. Rops is like right there. Rops is fortunate enough to have a smoke and a good flash like that. That's literally the only play he can make. But the point is, when you're down early man advantage like that, you have to make something happen, or else it's just not gonna work. You're gonna get traded out instantly. Okay, so this is one of the setups I was talking about before that's super strong in this map. Right before Twist got up here, this monster was smoked, so he was able to get up here pretty safe. But the point of this is to have one guy watching monster like Twist, holding it because this fight's in your favor. If they swing from your left, you could see them before they see you, and if they come down the stairs, um, down by like T ramp, like you're gonna get that kill easily. Obviously, Rops doesn't have to worry about monster. He's focused on short walkout, and then you also have Kerrigan graffiti area watching it. So like Twist doesn't really have to worry about much here. He only has to worry about monster, and if he gets flashed out, he can't do anything. But let's say he does go down early, Kerrigan could kind of communicate with Rops and say, "I'll flash your jail spot," which is where Twist is, and Rops can then take a second peek towards monster. And also, if he gets flashed, Rops isn't going to be flashed because he's watching the opposite way. Rops could also look at wood wall if he wanted to, just to play anti-flash to kind of help Rops out here. But I just wanted to show why this is strong. So right there is the jail guy. Twist should not have the smoke because he doesn't want to give away his spot. He just drops it to Rops while Monster smokes so nobody could even see it. Like we were talking about before, Rops is going for a monster play because they're down mana now. He has to make up that lost ground, make something happen. Rops pushing out a monster is enabling Twist to rotate. So this is honestly really good. It gives FaZe the best chance of winning here. So like Rops calls that there's nobody there, signaling that they're all towards A or stuck mid. So this setup right here, Twist has to play someone aggressive, and honestly works out perfectly. Like that's just perfect game sense, and you just kind of have to think of that stuff up on the fly. Hey guys, I'm giving away this op. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel and like any one of my videos to have a chance to win. Thanks guys.